Everyone, Matias here, and today we're going to talk about how to climb the credit card ladder. And I'm going to explain this system of levels. So there's what I have set today are 5 levels, going from a very basic form of credit cards that don't really have anything positive, like no points, they don't have any annual fees, but they really don't got any perks. So they'll be at the lowest level, and then the higher we go in levels, we'll get to cards that are invite only, like the Amex Centurion, more prestigious credit cards. So to get right into it, we're going to go over level 1. Level 1 cards would be secured credit cards and credit cards that have no annual fees or perks. This would be very similar to the Capital One Platinum. No annual fee, no perks, just a credit card. That's all it is. Credit Card Builder is a secured credit card, and if you need a secured credit card, that's my number one recommendation because they don't do a hard inquiry. They pretty much just approve you as long as you're not going through an active bankruptcy. And then again, active bankruptcy, they'll approve you. You can have a bankruptcy on your record, on your credit report, and they'll approve you. It's just they don't want you doing an active bankruptcy, because when you're in an active bankruptcy, you can actually put that credit card builder in the bankruptcy and then like pull out all the cash by just spending the money. So then that company will be at a loss. Credit 1 cards are also cards that are level 1. These are pretty much only used for building credit, and they're also known as fee harvesters. So what these cards are going to do is they're going to charge you a ton of fees, monthly fees, but that's all you're stuck with because you don't have great credit, so you kind of have to deal with it. Secured credit cards, in my opinion, are so much better, like Credit Card Builder, and they will approve you with the worst credit, and they're much better than a Credit 1. If you need a lot of credit, and that's why you're using Credit 1, you're going to be stuck with some pretty hefty fees, but you just have to deal with that at that point. And Credit 1 is a catchy name because it's similar to Capital One. So people may think, oh, there must be associated with Capital One. They're not. They're a fee harvesting monster, in my opinion, that just steals people's money. And that's just my personal opinion. If I were you, and I've been in a very bad situation before, secured credit card, like the Credit Card Builder, I'll have my link in the bio. They have tons of great education. The card concept just makes a lot of sense to me. That's my number one recommendation for a secured credit card. And then my non-secured credit card is the Capital One Platinum. If you can't get that card, there are so many other cards you could probably get approved for. People who need to look for cards like this, though, are new immigrants, students, and people who haven't had any credit can apply for a Tier 1 credit card. They normally will approve you with a credit score of maybe 600 to 620. But I've seen people getting approved for credit, and I don't know how, even in the 550s. Not saying you should apply with the 550. Moving on, level 2, tier 2, or cards with no annual fee, but they do earn some kind of rewards. The Citi Double Cash is a great example. No annual fee, but 2% cash back. Another one is the Citi Rewards Plus. No annual fee, but you get points out of it. Examples of this would be the Chase Freedom, the Double Cash, the Discover 8 card, and the Amex Everyday, and also the Blue Cash, the Hilton Honors from American Express, Capital One Quicksilver, and the American Express Hilton card is actually one of my favorite, the Hilton Honors, and the Capital One Quicksilver, which actually does have an annual fee of $29 a year. I may be wrong, maybe $39, but last time I checked it was $29 a year. It has an annual fee, but it's still pretty low compared to annual fees go, which annual fees range from $99, $295, and $499. Typically, these cards have sign-up bonuses of $100 to $150, and that can be in cash back or in points. And a lot of times, points, you can just cash them out, unless it's like an airline or hotel point that you've been rewarded for the sign-up bonus. The limits on these cards, they're not Visa Signature, they're not MasterCard World Elite cards that have like a minimum of like they're going to approve you for $5,000 or more. These cards, they typically approve for as low as $500, and that's why it was so hard for me to build credit, because I applied with a bad credit score and I got approved for only $500 limits, so I had to really make sure I was prioritizing spending on these cards to get these limit increases. So limits on these cards can be as low as $500 up to $10,000. My highest credit limit right now is actually $10,000 on my Capital One Venture. So you'll need a credit score in the mid 600 to high 600s to get approved for one of these cards. You will also need to show income, but many times it won't be verifiable income. They'll just make you type it in. My suggestion is if you're typing in income, make sure it looks like a phone number. Don't put just $45,000 a year. Put like $45,327 a year. Like, make it like that. Many times you can put that you just make $45,000 or $50,000, but what I just said with all the numbers kind of jumbled up like a phone number, that you pay a rent of maybe $700 to $900 like a phone number as well. Again, like $712, $968. If you can't get proof of any of these credit cards, then you will need to start. If you can't get approved for any of these credit cards, then you need to start at tier 1. And remember, if you have any hard inquiries, my course is down below. It teaches my basic inquiry removal course, which is the same method I use in my Credit Per Business. And I also give a step-by-step on how to do it. Moving on to level 3. In this tier, you're able to learn a lot of points for airlines and hotel travel. An example of some of these cards is the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Amex Gold Charge Card, the British Airways Visa, the United Mileage Plus by Chase card, the Delta Sky Miles Gold Card by American Express, the Alaska Airlines Visa card, the JetBlue MasterCard. A lot of these cards come with a lot of perks like free check bags, priority on boarding, and coupon to access airport lounges. So with the airport lounges, they'll give you a coupon maybe twice a year for maybe 2 to 4 people. So it'll be like a little bit limited like that. It's not like having the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Amex Platinum that gives you a full-on priority pass for the length you have the card and pay the annual fee. Another cards would be, so I mentioned the Alaska Airlines Visa card. That's a popular one. The JetBlue MasterCard. Yeah, for a limited number of times a year, you would get access to lounges, but they will not give you free unlimited airport lounge access, as I said before. So these level 3 cards typically have annual fees of $100 to $250. And another great card is the Marriott Bonvoy. It's new, has powerful points, and allows you to stay at great places. The credit limits on these cards are usually Visa Signatures and MasterCard World Elites, as I've mentioned before. They're about $5,000 to $25,000. It's not uncommon for someone making even $35,000 a year to apply for one of these cards and get approved with $18,000 limit. Granted, you put a little bit higher of an income. Just don't put that you make $1 million or anything crazy. I think the highest you can go is maybe like $99,215 or something like that. So you preferably need to have a credit score of 700. My preferred credit score for these level 3 and above cards are 740. I think 740 plus is the greatest place to be. My scores rest anywhere from 765 to 804 right now. 720 to 740 to get approved for these cards, and even a little, like if you had a 703, it wouldn't hurt to apply. Just when you're applying to credit cards, make sure your utilization is below 30%, and preferably, I wouldn't even want you applying with 20 to 30%. I'd rather you apply with below 10% utilization. You need to make a reasonable income. You can either fudge the numbers, $41,519 a month or $40,000 a month to get approved for these types of credit cards. Level 4, these are the more prestigious cards. And going back, my business uses a tier 3 card. I use the Amex Business Green Charge Card, and I have about 80,000 points, Amex points on there. Cover a hotel for like maybe 4 or 5 days if I need to, or 3 to 4 days is more like it. A lot of points, great for business spend. The Business Green card. There's also a personal business, not business, but personal green like rewards card as well. So I like my level 3 card a lot. For my business, all my transactions, any like software fees, anything, everything comes out of there. Like when I buy mics, anything, it's all through there. And I rack up a lot of points. So level 4, these are the most prestigious cards. that most people can get that are not invitation cards. So these include the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Platinum, which is one of my personal favorites, the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserved, and the City Prestige card. A lot of people in my circle really like the City Prestige card. It has perks. I'm not too big of a fan of it. I'm more keen on the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum. The sign-up bonuses don't increase too much, but it's not uncommon to see sign-up bonuses that range from up to 100,000 points, but generally between the $50,000 to $75,000 point range. These cards are all about perks. At a minimum, you will get access to 1,000 lounges around the world with the Priority Pass access. And I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have a level 4 card, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Amex Platinum, and they've never applied for their Priority Pass. So they're still traveling, not sitting in lounges, having a good time before they get on their flight. It makes no sense to me. You will get global entry credit or TSA pre-check, which means you walk right into the airport and you go straight to your plane. You don't have to go through TSA, none of that stuff. So you will get status with hotels like gold status. I actually have a list. Instagram me. I might have it in my close friends. I'm not sure. But you can Instagram me and we'll talk about it. I have the chart of every match that the American Express Platinum has. Because it matches and then status matches virtually everywhere. So most annual fees are $450 to $595. The Amex Platinum will be a $595. The Chase Sapphire Reserve would be a $450 annual fee. And for instance, the Amex Platinum gets you gold status with Hilton. So this is a very popular one. Get some discounts when you stay at a Hilton. So moving along to the level 5 cards, I don't have any of these cards, and personally I don't know if I'd want one at this point. Maybe I'd want an Amex eventually. But level 5, these cards are invite only cards. Generally you have to spend, I've heard people say you need to spend $400,000 a month or $400,000 a year. I'm guessing for a business, let's say my business spends $5,000 a month, I'm not really going to qualify for something like an invite only card. But if you have businesses that like e-commerce businesses that are using the business side of these like charge cards, typically to get an Amex Centurion, from my knowledge of watching videos on YouTube as well. So the only way I know about getting that Amex Centurion card, which is probably one of the cards I would like eventually, is you need a personal American Express Platinum card that's spending like $400,000 a year to be invited. I think you need someone inside Amex. Most people, if you're spending that much money, you have a representative that will keep up to date with you and even give you some guidance on how to get it. I know a lot of famous people have it. Obama was someone that had the JP Morgan Reserve card with Chase. And the crazy thing about the Chase card is it's just like the Sapphire Reserve. It has very minimal perks to it, but it's more of like one of those status cards. You can get a very high limit on that card. You can get a $900,000 limit on a JP Morgan Reserve card, depending on your income. And these cards are aimed at the ultra wealthy. The Amex Centurion will require you to pay $10,000 just to get access. So there's a $7,500 fee just to get the card, and then a $2,500 annual fee. So the first time you get it, it's $10,000. The JP Morgan invite only card has the same perks as the Reserve. The rule of thumb is $700,000 a year on a credit card. Please hit Matias for all your credit card tips and tricks. If you want more videos on the levels, how to go up in levels, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll address everything for you. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like this video and subscribe. Have a good day.